So my family and I are huge Disney fans, right? Tracy and I have been married for a long time. I won't tell you how many years it's been, but we have three kids. Tyler, who has lived on the West Coast for a few years. He's in Santa Barbara, California. Allison, who works in downtown Seattle for Seattle International Film Festival, and Jackson's still home with us. But we are huge Disney fans, and I think part of that is that just kind of draws us outside of ourselves and to think about what's possible. And you know, not every fantasy or story ends with a happy ending, right? So how do you take what you've learned in circumstances and take that next step? How do you turn from fear to hope and all those kind of things? And Disney's been one of those connecting points for us to challenge us to think about things outside of ourselves, to dream big and to explore. So, I mean, a lot of folks ask me this: why in the world would you move you and your family across the country? Well, first of all, our oldest son Tyler had already lived on the West Coast, and then Allison got a job on the West Coast. So it's like God was moving us in this direction. But part of it is why wouldn't I, right? I found myself out here a few years ago doing my doctoral research out of Portland Seminary, and fell in love with the greater Northwest area, the beauty and the climate and everything. But one of the things that I discovered is, man, we've got more opportunity in this part of the country than in any other place. And so if I'm going to step into this calling, right, this thing that calls me forward to understanding what does it mean for me to be a pastor? What does it mean for me to be faithful to God? Where else would I want to be than in a part of the country where there is more opportunity to reach people who are outside of Christian community than anywhere else in the United States? Yeah, we're 2,800 miles from home. But the work that I did in North Carolina, those folks who were my misfit family, they see this as an extension of their ministry. The work that I'm doing out here to reach other people who they saw as, man, we're doing this because we want other folks like us to have this same kind of experience. That's the thing that excites me. And the thing that drives me crazy is that a lot of folks that I encounter out here, they don't see that opportunity, right? They don't see the possibilities. My hope and dream is, gosh, and I don't know how long God is going to give me the opportunity to be a part of what's going on out here. I hope it's a long time. But the greatest opportunity that I see that we have is to shift ourselves from this idea of scarcity to the abundance that God has given us in terms of opportunity and relationships that we can have. The things that we learn in those steps that can be informative to the church. I don't know about you. Those are the things that motivate me when I step into this idea of being a Christ follower, of being faithful to a call. And again, I didn't graduate high school and college in order to be a pastor. That was the furthest thing from my mind. But if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to make a commitment, then I want to be all in, right? And we have an incredible opportunity out here to make a difference in the world, and to be informative for those around us that are trying to figure out and do the same. So why wouldn't we lean into that, right? I want to lean into what God is doing, not just in my life, but in the world around me.